To take out targets, call on fighter jets to disintegrate entire cities. Bombers are the best route to go, armed with tons of nuclear or conventional ordnance. These aircraft are moving powerhouses of destruction. Therefore, the most powerful nations in the world have made a tradition of having such aircraft in their fleet, particularly China, Russia, and the United States, who have all committed billions of dollars to building the best bombers the world has ever seen. Here are the best bombers. Of these bombers, today 6 bombers in operation top the ranks of the global bomber fleet, setting themselves apart from the rest with some impressive capabilities. All other bombers have a thing or two to learn from them, be it to be faster, more lethal, or stealthier. Here are the 6 best bombers that rule the skies today. Boeing B-22 Stratofortress. The U.S., with the largest air force, has always appreciated the use of powerful bombers. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress was one of the first bombers to build that appreciation. The B-52 is a jet-powered strategic bomber that's been flying for over 7 decades, proving its priceless value every decade of the way. With up to 70,000 pounds of ordnance, the B-52 is one bomber that would never need to reload back at base when destroying target areas. The 244-ton bomb, operated by a crew of 5, is powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney TF-33 DP3 or 103 turbofans, each producing 17,000 pounds of thrust. This power plant gives the bomber a top speed of Mach 0.8, a maximum range of 10,145 miles, and a service ceiling of 50,000 feet. A total of 744 B-52s were built. Tupolev Tu-22M. The Tupolev Tu-22M Backfire is a Russian bomber developed by Russian defense contractor Tupolev Design Bureau. The bomber is a supersonic variable sweep-wing, long-range strategic, and maritime strike bomber developed in the 1960s and introduced into service in the 1970s. The 139-ton aircraft, operated by a crew of 4, is powered by 2 Kuznetsov NK2 afterburning turbofan engines, producing a combined thrust of 5,578,825,600 feet. The bomber can carry up to 53,000 pounds of ordnance, and in the spirit of versatility, also wields a 23mm G-23 cannon. A total of 497 Tu-22Ms were built. Rockwell B-1 Lancer. The only supersonic bomber of the U.S. military, meet the Rockwell B-1 Lancer. It is the third faction of the U.S. Air Force's triad of battle-defining strategic bombers, alongside the B-52 and a bomber so special that its name cannot be mentioned yet. The B-1 Lancer is a variable sweep-wing heavy bomber designed to combine the Mach 2 speed of the retired B-58 Hustler with the high payload of the B-52. The Lancer entered service in 1986, unveiling 239 tons of metallic goodness. The bomber is operated by a crew of 4 and is powered by 4 General Electric F-100 and 1 Ju-100 and 2 afterburning turbofan engines, each producing up to 3,780 pounds of thrust. This power plant gives the bomber a supersonic top speed of Mach 1.5, a maximum range of 7,450 miles, and a service ceiling of 60,000 feet. To deal damage to target areas, the B-1 Lancer can carry up to 50,000 pounds of ordnance. Only 104 B-1s were ever built. Xian H-6. China's entry into this list is the Xian H-6. The H-6 is a heavily upgraded, licensed version of one of Russia's older bombers, the Tupolev Tu-16. China's H-6 was designed to wield nuclear weapons, playing a crucial role in China's formidable strategic nuclear deterrence today. It also features a better power plant than its Russian predecessor, which includes 2 Soloviev D-30KP2 turbofan engines, each producing 27,000 pounds of thrust. This gives the 105-ton bomber a subsonic top speed of Mach 0.8 and a service ceiling of 42,000 feet. The bomber can carry up to 26,400 pounds of ordnance. By November 2020, the Chinese Air Force, known as the People's Liberation Army Air Force or PLAAF, had as many as 231 Xian H-6 in service. Tupolev Tu-160. The Tupolev Tu-160, NATO-named Blackjack, is a Russian bomber with quite a number of achievements under its belt. With a top speed of Mach 2.05 and a maximum takeoff weight of 303 tons, the supersonic strategic bomber is the fastest bomber in the world, the heaviest variable sweep-wing aircraft in history, and the second largest supersonic aircraft in history. The bomber has been in service for 36 years, strapping up to 9,200 pounds of nuclear or conventional ordnance during flight, the most of any bomber on this list. To carry all this weight, the four-crew bomber is powered by four Samara NK-300 and 21 afterburning turbofan engines, each capable of producing up to 55,000 pounds of thrust. This power plant gives the bomber a supersonic Mach 2.05 top speed, a maximum range of 7,600 miles, and a service ceiling of 52,000 feet. Only 37 Tu-160s were ever built. Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, the final and most crucial piece of America's triad of battle-defining strategic bombers. This is the B-2 Spirit from Northrop Grumman. It is the most advanced bomber in the world, and it would forever change how bombers are designed. From the traditional four-wing rear-wing design to a tailless flying wing design, this design enabled the B-2 Spirit to become the stealthiest aircraft the skies have ever seen. In fact, it is the only aircraft in service that can transport heavy air-to-surface standoff weapons while maintaining its stealth configuration. The 188-ton heavy bomber is powered by four General Electric F-118 GE-100 non-afterburning turbofans, each producing 17,300 pounds of thrust. Piloted by a crew of two, the B-2 Spirit is able to deploy up to 50,000 pounds of conventional and nuclear ordnance, with more ease and invincibility than any bomber before it. But all of these didn't come cheap. At a unit cost of $2 billion, the B-2 Spirit is also the most expensive aircraft in history. To preserve its lavish stealth coatings, the bomber must reside in custom-built $5 million hangars away from the peasant side of the American fleet. At such a cost, only 21 B-2 Spirits were ever built. Still, that was more than enough to give the U.S. unrivaled dominance in the bomber space. But after 3 decades of this dominance, China and Russia are building bombers to rival America's dominance. Along with the successor to the B-2, these 3 bombers from these 3 world powers are the most promising bombers of the future. Without further ado, here are 3 of the most promising bombers of the future. Tupolev PAKDA. The Tupolev PAKDA is Russia's next-generation bomber currently under development. It is a subsonic stealth strategic bomber with a range of over 7,000 miles and the ability to carry weapons that can strike targets on the opposite side of the planet. This minimizes the need for the flying wing bomber to leave the protective umbrella of inland air defense systems. 3 PAKDA prototypes are expected to undergo testing by 2023, with state tests in 2026. If all goes according to plan, serial production of the PAKDA would begin in 2027. Xian H-20. The Xian H-20 is China's stealth bomber of the future. Although official reports have been scarce, there's enough evidence to confirm its existence. The bomber has a flying wing design. Computer-generated images from verified sources have also shown its weapon bay, airborne radar, adjustable tail wings, and stealth air intakes, all covered in radar-absorbent material. According to the United States Department of Defense, the H-20 is expected to carry a minimum of 22,000 pounds of armament, enabling China to reliably threaten American interests from very far away using conventional bombs, nuclear bombs, stealth cruise missiles, and even hypersonic missiles. Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider. The U.S. strikes once again with decades of stealth bomber experience. Garnered from the B-2 Spirit, Northrop Grumman has managed to do one better. Enter the B-21 Raider, America's stealth bomber of the future, and the closest thing to a 6th-generation aircraft today. It is nuclear-capable, optionally manned, protected by an entire family of systems, and boasts a never-before-seen level of stealth and much more. There's a lot for the Raider to boast about. The B-21 is slated to replace the B-1 Lancer and the B-2 Spirit from service in the 2030s. At a unit cost of $630 million, between 100 and 145 units of the bomber will be produced, all working to fulfill their destiny of protecting the United States from existential threats and maintaining its dominance over near-peer rivals. The bombers mentioned in this video are the most advanced bombers of today and of the future. They are carriers of some of the most lethal air-launched explosives ever created. And they also want you to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. So do that now, and thanks for watching.